All right, we're here now with former USF Bulls head coach Jim Leavitt, and I have a sneaky suspicion I know why you're here tonight. Your first quarterback is being inducted into the Polk County Sports Hall of Fame. What does that mean for you, Coach?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Chad Barnhart was the best. You know, and when we started the program, we had a bunch of quarterbacks that were good, but I knew we needed to get better. When we got him to transfer to us, man, I was overjoyed because he's a great leader, tremendous talent. He had some experience where we had such a young group. You know, we practiced for a year.
Yeah.
So the first game against Kentucky Westland, we had about 50,000 people there, and but it was mostly redshirted freshmen and Chad. So it was really helped to have Chad.
And Chad started. You guys hung what, 60 on him? Wasn't it like
80.
60-3? 80. Okay, I was trying to be kind, but okay, it was 80-3 or whatever it was.
Oh, it's a great story too, but I won't get into it because I'd be rambling.
So, talking about Chad, I know he was transferring in, but talk about Chad, and I know you have recruited Polk County football players for a long time.
Absolutely.
We talk about it all the time, but it's different when a coach comes in and says that Polk County players are just built a little bit different, and you know that you're going to get a solid, smart player. Is that a correct observation?
Yeah, I would agree with that. You know, the thing about in this area right here in Polk County, it seems like all the players were grounded or understood work ethic or had great focus, and you could coach them, and you could coach them hard, and they responded, and they wanted to be just wanted to be great. I mean, we had some great players from Polk County, and we spent a ton of time here.
It's funny because you had some success with Polk County players. The current coaching staff is having some success over there at USF with Polk County players, and that program seems to be back on the rise. It seems like there's a correlation between the two. Well,
you know, I had dinner with the new head coach. We went dinner, and I really like him. I think he's got great focus. I think he said all the right things. I was impressed. I know they work very hard at recruiting. And they are smart coming to Polk County. I mean, you know, like I said, I could ramble off so many players. I was there 14 years,
right.
So you know, we had a lot of players.
Well, Coach, we know you're here to see QB1 for you get inducted tonight. So thanks for stopping by and taking the time.
No, I appreciate it.
Here now with 2022 inductee to the Polk County Sports Hall of Fame, Coach Danny Walker. And Coach, what does this night mean to you now that you 2 years later, you don't have to get up there and give a speech, but talk about this night, what it meant to you.
You know, it was a long time. You know, when I started coaching, I didn't think that it was going to lead to this, and now to be in the Hall of Fame, and every year to see another great group. Last year's was great. This year's is even better, and just to be amongst that group of coaches and people who have given so much time to the community, it's amazing. That feeling I have.
Let's talk about Lake Gibson wrestling. For a long time, and it seems like such distant history for old guys like me. We remember some of this, but it took a while to get over that Brandon, that mountain that was Brandon wrestling. Since you did it, how many state titles is that now?
We're at 10 right now. We've 6 dual meet state titles, 4 individual state titles, and it was challenging to get over that hump. Mm-hmm. With once you get over one hump, becomes another, and now that hump becomes Tampa Jesuit, and they're the. It looks like they're going to be our nemesis for a while to come now.
Well, you're their nemesis, right?
Well, yeah, we're sort of splitting back and forth.
That's right.
For the past couple of years, they'll get one, we'll get one.
Well, tell the difference to the viewers at home. Tell the difference between duels and the two different formats.
The dual meet state championship is more it's your team versus their team, head up, straight up. So you can move your lineups around and put your strengths where their weaknesses are, and vice versa. The IBT state championships, you take your team through districts and regionals, and you qualify based on your placement, and the higher your kids place, the more that advance to the state tournament. So sometimes you might go into the state tournament, you might have 10 wrestlers, they might have 12, so you're already behind the gun a little bit, so you have to work a little bit harder to get that. So to me, the true state championship is the duels, because that's just head up, straight one-on-one, and there is no, sometimes because they don't do a seeding, the brackets in the FHSA.
Right.
So sometimes some guys get on the easier side of the bracket. We don't have that in the duels. It's straight head up, and it's all the way through.
Talk about the athletes in Polk County, because, I mean, you look at Lake Gibson wrestling, and you look at Lakeland football, and Bartow basketball, or Bartow softball, or Jenkins softball, or I mean, you just go on and on. It's incredible. Lake Wales football.
Oh my goodness, the athletes. I've always told everybody that Polk County has per capita the best athletic group of young men, women that you could find anywhere. And now each year it seems like more and more coaches come in, and there you've had your coaches that have been here for a long time that have got inducted to the Hall of Fame, but each year another coach comes in and adds to another step to another program, and it just keeps continuing to build. And I'm telling you right now, there are some things brewing throughout the county amongst a lot of different sports. It's going to be shaking things up.
It's a special place, and that's what makes this particular event so easy to find award winners. Maybe not easy to put on, because 800 people for dinner.
Right.
That's not
right.
easy.
Yes.
Staff does a great job, but I got to tell you something I just noticed while we're doing this interview. You and I are getting older. You want to know how I knew it? I got my readers right here, and you got your readers right there.
My daughter reminds me of that all the time when she comes home from college. So yes, it's back in my younger days, I used to be able to look at the brackets and be able to see it no problem. Now I got to get up a little bit closer, and the kids love to pick on me now.
Well, 10 titles. We wish you good luck next year, and keep it going, Coach.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. And we're able to catch up with County Manager Bill Beasley. And Mr. Beasley, welcome back to the All Sports Awards and Hall of Fame.
I've been doing this. I've been to this event at least 10 consecutive years.
Yeah.
Ever since I can remember 10 years ago.
Well,
I wouldn't miss this.
I'm going to say this for you, because you certainly wouldn't say it. You've got a very busy schedule. You don't have to be here. You've got a lot of things to be at.
Yeah,
but why is it important to come to this?
It's all about sports.
Okay.
And I grew up playing sports, and I went to college on a wrestling scholarship. But now that I work in the environment and I see the quality of the athletes that come out of Polk County, and the history that your organization is willing to acknowledge these folks by way of inducting them into the Sports Hall of Fame, it just doesn't get any better than that in Polk County, across the state of Florida.
We call it the biggest night in sports, and literally the entire county is represented here tonight at the Polk County All Sports Awards and Hall of Fame. 6 inductees, but in a unique circumstance, not as a contributor, but as a professional race car driver. One of the county commissioners
Commissioner
is going
Wilson.
in, Commissioner Wilson.
And I read the narrative that was put together for all 6 inductees. You got some quality guy. Alvin Pearsall, is that his name?
Yep. Basketball coach.
Coach, what's the coach from
Bullock.
Bullock?
Yep.
I remember he was the athletic director when I would show up there to do football and basketball games.
Yeah.
I know him, and it's just a quality event that is a special recognition for people who are more than deserving of this.
It's funny, because I always say this is a very easy event to put on in terms of there's enough worthwhile or worthy athletic or athletes out there. Not an easy event to put on, but an easy event to find worthwhile and worthy athletes. And you hit on that just a minute ago. Let's talk about Polk County real quick. The growth and and what the county commission is doing and what you're doing.
And look, this is what the county commission did today.
Yeah.
They had a long day. Look, there's Commissioner Wilson, Mr. Race Car, NASCAR.
That's right. We just talked to him.
They had a long day, and they started at 9 and didn't end until about 1:45 this afternoon. Part of their day, the end of their day, was the budget information that I presented, a preliminary outline of the budget. And it's just the cost of doing business. Costs are going up. Staffing levels need to go up. The demands for services are going up. And the board just hit it in stride. They understood the challenges that we're up against, were up to the task in terms of delegating the authority and willing to support the recommendations that I'm making in terms of the staffing levels, in terms of the capital investments that I'm going to recommend that they make. I mean, it couldn't have been better.
Again, like an event like this doesn't just happen. It takes a lot of preparation, a lot of planning to bring it all together. And there's a lot, 800 plus, they're going to be here tonight.
Yeah.
It's very true when it comes to running a municipality or running a county. There's a lot of things that the residents don't necessarily see that keep the roads moving, that keep the water flowing and all that. And I would like to congratulate you and the commission on a job well done.
Let me tell you something, too. The general public, I think, thinks well of county government. I think they feel like the fees and taxes that they pay is a fair price for the services that they get in return. And I'll tell you, it really is the men and women who work for Polk County. I'll put those men and women up against anybody in the country. We got some good, top-notch quality people working for Polk County, and it's a growing place. People want to be here, and we're dealing with it.
Well, remember, there's people across the country that are saving all year long to get their vacation
right.
to right here to Polk County. We get to live here
As
every
a matter
day.
of fact, they agreed to accept the idea that y'all need 2 more people. And why? Because you're bringing money to Polk County.
I'm not upset to hear that.
No, you shouldn't be. There's an expectation.
All right, Mr. Beasley, thank you so much.
I
We look
enjoyed
forward to a
being
great
here.
night.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this interview and want to watch more Sports Central, click the video below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.